January 2025. Donald Trump reassumed the presidency. Within days, he unleashed a flurry of executive orders. These orders targeted immigration. Over 21 were signed in the first week alone. Trump mobilized the military. Military aircraft were deployed for deportations. On January 23, over 1,000 people were deported by air. Trump bolstered the border presence. He sent an additional 1,500 troops to the southern border. This brought the total to 4,000. Raids were conducted across the country. On January 26, these raids resulted in 956 arrests. Trump's message was clear: immigration enforcement was a top priority. The speed and scope of these actions sent shockwaves. Immigrant communities were plunged into fear. Advocates criticized the policies as cruel and inhumane. The executive orders paved the way for a series of sweeping changes. These changes would impact every facet of the U.S. immigration system. The Trump administration was poised to leave its mark. The coming years would determine the fate of countless lives. The question remained: would America be a nation of walls or a nation of bridges? Deportations surged under the Trump administration. The use of military aircraft expedited the process. Over 5,000 detainees were flown out of San Diego and El Paso in January 2025 alone. The administration implemented expedited deportation procedures. This allowed for faster removal of individuals without court hearings. Trump's approach stood in stark contrast to his predecessor. During Biden's 4 years in office, 1.5 million deportations occurred. The pace under Trump was significantly higher. This signaled a return to the hardline policies of his first term. The southern border became a focal point. Troops assisted Border Patrol agents. They monitored activity and helped construct barriers. The administration made it clear that unauthorized entry would not be tolerated. Asylum seekers faced significant obstacles. Trump reinstated the Remain in Mexico policy. This policy forced asylum seekers to wait in Mexico while their cases were processed in U.S. courts. The administration also scrapped the CBP One app. This app allowed migrants to schedule appointments at ports of entry. The abrupt cancellation left 30,000 people with voided appointments. An additional 270,000 people were left in limbo, their appointments pending. The Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals, or DACA, program faced uncertainty. Despite a 2020 Supreme Court ruling upholding DACA, a Texas court declared it unlawful in September 2023. This ruling prevented the implementation of new regulations. The Department of Homeland Security stopped processing new DACA applications. However, renewals continued for existing recipients. Trump's stance on DACA remained ambiguous. He expressed a willingness to work with Democrats on a legislative solution. However, his administration's actions sowed doubt about his commitment to protecting dreamers. Adding to the uncertainty, a recent expansion of health coverage for DACA recipients faced legal challenges. This expansion, intended to provide access to affordable healthcare, was being contested in 19 states as of December 2024. The administration revived the controversial public charge rule. This rule made it harder for immigrants to obtain green cards if they used public benefits like food stamps or housing assistance. The Trump administration argued that this policy protected taxpayers. Critics argued that it discriminated against low-income immigrants. Trump's immigration policies sparked widespread debate. Experts predicted significant economic and health consequences. Family separations became a major concern. The deportation of parents with U.S.-born children raised legal and humanitarian questions. The potential for negative health outcomes also loomed large. Limited access to healthcare for immigrant communities could lead to a decline in overall public health. Furthermore, workforce shortages were anticipated. Immigrants play a vital role in various sectors of the U.S. economy. The administration's rhetoric linking immigration to the housing crisis drew criticism. Vice President Vance blamed immigrants for the shortage of affordable housing. However, economists disputed this claim. They argued that deportations could exacerbate the housing crisis by reducing the workforce, particularly in construction. The long-term impact of Trump's immigration policies remained to be seen. However, one thing was clear: the debate over immigration would continue to shape the nation's future.